Amy, one thing that we've talked about in the past is just how much momentum the neurotech field is getting right now. And it must be really interesting for you, kind of starting off in DARPA, then being here in venture during this like period of intensity, honestly, and in investment and kind of advancements. I'm curious, like from your perspective, what do you see happening right now?
Yeah, so the neurotech industry it's finally like becoming the industry that I hoped it would, back when we, started making all these investments. And whether it's, what's happening in brain computer interfaces, the work that we're even seeing with, peripheral nerve stimulation and vagal nerve stimulation. And, frankly, what we're talking about today in sleep, I actually think that sleep applications are probably going to be one of the breakout uses for neurotechnology, not, 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, but, kind of imminently. And so really excited to have folks, kind of closely track that space as well as all the other things that we're working on, but excited to see where this lands.
If there were one ask, something that you would like to see happen in the field that you think would accelerate sleep therapies, what do you think is the missing piece of the puzzle that would allow everyone to move faster? Would it be, for instance, would it be a better stimulation technology? Would it be a specific experiment to help identify targets? Would it be bringing the cost of goods down to make this more widely available? Would it be Amy putting more money into the field? What do you think is like the accelerant that you'd all like to see?
All of the above. I mean, I think you hit all of the critical points.
No, that's cheating. You have to pick. What's your one thing? This genie only grants one wish.
Yeah, technology, I think, is the big issue because in animals we are able to switch back and forth relatively easily. We can make animals fall asleep within 5 seconds, and we can wake them up at will. Even if they're sleep deprived, we can do many things with invasive technologies and genetically precise technologies.
Do those same genetically precise technologies exist scientifically in humans? Is it really just a regulatory barrier?
Well, yeah. I mean, there are many technical barriers in monkeys, for instance, and in non-human primates. Optogenetics is not as successful as
I see. So it's not like purely a societal or a regulatory barrier. The real technical issues moving from model system to model system.
Not unsurmountable, I think. I mean, if one, of course, if one had unlimited funding, and yes, I think that those could be solved. But still, I mean, they're not easy to fix.
And are you confident that the same mechanisms that that put a mouse to sleep and wake it up are conserved across humans and primates?
Yeah, I mean the hypothalamus is extremely conserved it's the lizard's brain within our brain, and that is really what drives sleep-wake transitions and controls stability. And so, yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What about you, Amy? You're wearing a different hat today. What do you think?
Hopefully it's a sleep hat.
Given Luis thinks that the science, underlying fundamental science, is really strong, what do we need to make a practical therapy?
Yeah, I would probably err on the side of maybe what I would call the systems integration technology side. And I think a lot of the general tools and techniques are available, but they need to be miniaturized or algorithmatized or made into something that somebody could use in a deployed /mobile/home setting. And so, I agree with Luis that a lot of the fundamental science is, I think, nothing's ever perfect, but I think it's well described. And I think it's really about the design of closed loop systems that are wearable and usable in those, mobile environments. That would be my wish for the sleep genie.
And do you think that integration is a function of getting the right people at the table, or do you think it's cash limited? Or
I mean, money always helps. I have a famous saying, like, there's things that money makes go faster, and there are things that money doesn't. These things seem to me clearly in the category of money could make them go faster. So I would say getting the right people on the team, having the right capitalization to go after these problems. We've certainly seen individuals that were well capitalized and highly capitalized take on some really important systems engineering challenges and kind of nail them. So that would be my recommendation.
Ram, what about you? What do you think is, because you have a sort of contrarian hypothesis about stimulating sleep. And so perhaps you have a also different take on what is needed.
I mean, it's, I would say there is a lot of interesting knowledge already about the functional phenomenological model of sleep versus the cellular level and the system cellular level models of sleep. I would say, and also that the technologies, like Amy said, in terms of actual technology of the hardware or what is needed is out there, needs to be properly put together. So I would say that one of the key things is it's a data science problem. It's a data science problem of taking all this knowledge, taking those models and putting them together.